All right, everybody, welcome back to the Extra Innings Podcast. I'm your host, Elijah Rodriguez, and we are back today on a beautiful Friday morning. It's super early today, but we're going to be talking. Well, here's the thing. I still think it's a little early to start talking about Cy Young, but I wanted to talk about pitching today. We talked about top shortstops earlier this week, and there were some really dominant pitching performances yesterday. Namely, Jack Flaherty for Detroit had a hell of an outing yesterday. Verlander, also, I think it was yesterday, actually had a great outing. I mean, there's been a lot of great pitching. Luis Gill had a great outing when he pitched 2 days ago. So there's been a lot of guys that have pitched really well. Obviously, there's been the other side of things. Zach Gallen's gone now for the second time, had to be removed only after 4 pitches yesterday. That's not a good sign. He looks like he's been dealing with that. And honestly, he went out with the hamstring thing a couple of weeks ago, then came back, pitched, I think, a couple starts, and then it kind of returned. So that's not good. That's not a good look. Hopefully he can get that sorted out. But been a lot of good pitches. Obviously, on the other hand, there's been a lot of great pitching. There's been some not good pitching. And obviously, Imanaga for the Cubs got roughed up the other day for the first time in a while. Mason Miller had his first blown save yesterday. So there's been a lot of stuff happening in the pitching world. And I figured, you know what? Let's talk about some Cy Young candidates, guys who have been doing really good. I think that would be interesting. And then I rolled. So funny enough, I'm looking up, okay, let's look at some stats. Let's look up Cy Young predictions. What are people feeling? What are people looking at? What's going on? And I found that ESPN actually has this weird looking thing, and it looks like an old school computer program. Never knew this existed. I just typed in Cy Young predictions 2024, and I got this. And if you just Google Cy Young, I guess I typed in Cy Young predictions 2024 on Google. ESPN is going to be like the second one to pop up. So I implore you to look at this because this is where I'm pulling this information from. But obviously, when it comes to the Cy Young and giving out awards, like whether it's the Triple Crown, whether it's these really high-touted Gold Glove, all this stuff, there's a lot of stuff. Obviously, the Gold Glove is a little different. That's based on fielding percentage. So that's a little different. But some of these other ones, like especially the Cy Young, there's a lot more stuff I think that goes into this rather than just straight stats. Obviously, you have to be a leader. You have to be a league leader for these things to actually happen for you to actually get the Cy Young. But I think there's a lot more than just putting numbers into a computer system and having it spit out whatever, and that's your Cy Young. I think it's kind of freaky, actually. I don't know how I feel about that. But if there is one thing I will say before we start digging into these lists, because we have an AL and an NL predictor, I'm just going to point out now, looking at this now, it is very evident that the NL, the National League, has a lot stronger pitching than the AL. My opinion, obviously, great pitching on both sides, but again, we'll have to take these with a grain of salt. Like I said, I think there's a lot more that's going to go into it. I think there's still a lot of season. There's a lot of guys that could emerge out of nowhere, guys that can pick up their season. So this grain of salt, it's just going to be interesting to see because I've already seen some names up here that I'm like, what? Where did this come from? Right? There's guys missing. I'm like, what's happening? Okay, so we'll start with the AL. So the number one person, obviously, let's look at this guy. Emmanuel Claus is the number one predictor to get the Cy Young for Cleveland. Class A, Emmanuel Class A, however you say his name. So far he's in 20. He's played 28 games. No games, not a starter. 27 innings pitched. He's given up 1 run and 26 Ks, 17 saves. So Class A, not too bad for the Guardians. And that's one thing is like I always find it funny that a lot of like this guy, whether it's the media, whoever else that you follow, you haven't heard a whole lot about him. Guardians fans are probably on this guy, but dude, ERA of a .33 in 27 innings. Why are we not talking about this guy? And I think this happens a lot. That's just part of the game is that there's so many things. There's so many superstars, so many like talking points that sometimes these guys get glossed over. But like that, I hadn't even heard of this guy, but 86.9 side points, I think is what they're calling it because I guess he's got a .3 ERA. He's 3-1. This is a hell of a stat line. Why have I not heard of this guy? Why are we not talking about this guy? Wow. Okay. So number 2, we got Seth Lugo. Obviously, Seth Lugo, 12 games pitched, 12 games started, 78 innings so far, 15 earned runs. Not bad, but he's got 66 Ks. ERA is a 1.72. We already knew Seth Lugo tearing it up. Then Luis Gill, which is like a shining light for New York. Obviously, we were very worried about pitching in New York, especially the Garrett Cole situation, which we should be weeks away from getting some Cole. But Luis Gill has torn it up. Obviously, I don't know if he's Cy Young worthy. He's pitching really well, 1.99 ERA. I guess he technically would be, but a lot more to tell there. Okay, and the second one, Rodon. I'm a Yankee guy. I'm a huge Yankee fan, but I didn't think that Rodon would be number 4 on a Cy Young list. Pitched well, but like where? Okay, and this is what. Let me. Obviously, you're going to see this, right? But the number 4 is Carlos Rodon, and the side points that they're using drops from Luis Gil had 79.8 Cy Young points, and it drops a whole 10 points to Carlos Rodon. I mean, is the gap that big? No. What is making? Where is he? What is the reasoning for him to have this many points? I get Rodon's a great pitcher, but I'm not quite sure I agree with the 4 spot in the Cy Young running. No shot. Tarek Skubal. I think Tarek Skubal should have been way above him. 68.9 points. He's 11 games played, 11 games started. Obviously, 7-1, 1.48 ERA, 24 innings pitched. I'm sorry, 67 innings pitched. He's got a 2.01 ERA. How is he below Rodon? Interesting enough. Clay Holmes is still down there. He's only had like 1 blown save. 24 innings. He's given up 4 runs. His ERA is 1.48. Come on. Andres Munoz from Seattle, another guy. 24 innings pitched, 1.48 ERA. He's pretty much neck and I think he's exactly Clay Holmes. Yeah, 24.1 innings pitched, 4 runs given. He's okay. The only thing is that Clay Holmes does have 16 more. He has 5 more saves. See, Kimbrel. We a couple weeks ago we're talking about Kimbrel imploding. They're taking the saving role. He's had so many blown saves. He's got a 3.15 ERA as a closer with only 20 innings. How is Craig Kimbrel on the Cy Young prediction list? That makes no sense to me. Where did that come from? And how is he above Clark Schmidt and Ronel Blanco? Listen, like I said, I'm not shitting on this. Obviously, this is just some one-off where ESPN is getting these calculations to put these guys in a Cy Young race. Like, where's Tanner Hoke? And I have another list here of the top leading pitchers. Like Seth Lugo's on there. Where is Imanaga? Hold on. Let me check this real quick. Let me check this. Hold on. Yeah, so the AL, we're missing so many guys. No Barrios, no Tanner Hoke. Okay, I don't know why I said Imanaga. Imanaga's in the National League. Reese Olson, 105. Opponents, like we're at 192 ERA. Like some of these guys, man. Oh my gosh. John Gray, another one with a 2.21 ERA. I think this Zach. That's the wrong one. Dummy. But yeah, like some of where a lot of these guys are gone, man. Like what is happening? Like Brady Singer, no Brady Singer, no like Stroman. Yeah, where's Stroman? Like Stroman's another guy, 2.76 ERA. Yeah, so I'm already not for this list. It's already kind of upsetting me. Let's see. So we'll start with American League for sure. All right, so we're going up this. We've already missed. You're missing Tanner Hook, Reese Olson, Corbin Burns, another one, a 2.35 ERA. Brady Singer, another one, Jose Barrios. Rodon is number. And here's where I'm talking on this list. And obviously, we're just arguing with ESPN at this point. But like Carlos Rodon in the American League in rankings and starting pitching or pitching in general is number 16. Yet he's number 4 on ESPN Cy Young race. Check your stats, bro. Luis Castillo, another one, 3.28. Okay, now we're getting a little high. Logan Gilbert. Nestor Cortez shouldn't be in the running at all. Jack Flaherty's been too shaky. Bryce Miller been too shaky. Cole Reagan's too shaky. So, yeah, a lot of guys, but still, I think there was better options. So we stopped at. So Craig Kimbrel, apparently, not even on the ranking in top pitching, by the way, is number 8. And we have Clark Schmidt, which I think should be a little bit higher. He just went down on the IL for some lat issues. So speedy recovery to him. And then Ronel Blanco. I think Ronel Blanco's pitched really well. He had a little bit of the issue with the sticky substance stuff, but nonetheless, he's pitched really well. So I don't know why he's so low. But yeah, so just to recap, we got Colossae in 1, Lugo 2, Gil 3, Rodon at 4, Skubal at 5, Clay Holmes at 6, Munoz at 7, Kimbrel at 8, Schmidt at 9, and Ronel Blanco at 10. I don't know where these stats are coming from or where these Cy points are coming from, but guys, we got to rethink this list. This is nowhere near accurate. This is, yeah. Predictor, I know it's probably using some weird stats and stuff like that to put this together, but that is off. You're missing some key guys missing from it are Hoke, Olsen, like I've said it a million times, I'm not going to go through the list again, but too many guys missing to even believe that this is AL list is correct. But we will move on now to the National League. Now, okay, so the first one I'm just going to admit, the first two, you can't, honestly, I think it's pretty neck and neck. Ranger Suarez is number one, obviously, who's got a 1.75 ERA as a starter, 72 innings pitched, so he's torn it up. Number two, Chris Sale, right? Chris Sale, can't argue that one. Chris Sale came out of nowhere, 2.12 ERA, 78 strikeouts in 63 innings. Hard to argue that one. Three, Zach Wheeler, okay. Where is Imanaga? Unless he can't win because it's technically his first year. Hold on, is that a thing? Imanaga. So he's not the favorite. So and this is the thing. I guess like they're just not favoriting him because of whatever reason, but he's not on the list. But his ERA in general in the right here, 1.86, one behind Ranger Suarez in ranking. So it actually goes on MLB's site in pitching stats altogether. It goes Suarez, Imanaga, Sale. Here we're going Suarez, Sale, Wheeler. Wheeler at the beginning of the year, especially now, was definitely touted to win the Cy Young in the NL. I knew that. Pitching hasn't done as well as his counterpart, Ranger Suarez, so that might have flipped on itself. But I still think Imanaga deserves to be somewhere in here, bro. I mean, fuck, they put Yamamoto on here at 10, and he's been very shaky at that. 4 Glasnow. Okay, Glasnow, 3.04 ERA. So what? Where's Glasnow on this list? Glasnow's 13. 6-3, 3.04 ERA. Like I said, I love Tyler Glasnow, guys. I love watching Tyler Glasnow pitch. I've been a fan of his when he was back in the underdogs with the Rays. I'm a fan of Tyler Glasnow, 100%. Always have been. I just think he's too shaky. He's really a two-pitch guy, man. Like, I don't know if he's really number 4 on this list. That's pretty high. Aaron Nola, 5. Yeah, okay. Robert Suarez of San Diego, okay, 0.73 ERA. That's another. So the ERA to rate, like right here, 24.2 innings pitched for Robert Suarez in San Diego, a 0.73 ERA. Where is he on this list? Suarez. Wow, he's not even on here. He's not even in the top 25. Like we're missing right here. Dylan Cease, a 3.29 ERA, a little high. Luis Severino, another guy. Zach Gallen, 3.12, a little high. Hunter Green, a little high, 3.06. Yeah, so no Jordan Hicks at a 2.33 ERA, completely reinventing himself as a pitcher. Got snubbed, I guess. But we'll keep going. So Aaron Nola at 5, Robert Suarez at 6, Ryan Helsey, St. Louis. Why they have a Cardinal on this list, I don't know if it's not Sonny. How is he above Sonny Gray? I guess for ERA's sake, Sonny Gray has a 2.60. Ryan Helsey has a 2.52. Where is it be? Okay, Sonny Gray has given up more hits, but Sonny Gray's also pitched double the innings. I don't know if I really agree with that one. Then number 9, James Paxton. James Paxton, a good veteran, he's been in the league for a long time. Kind of found himself back at the Dodgers. Pitching decent. What does he got? 3.29 ERA, not too bad. 52 innings pitched. Not horrible. And then at 10, you got Yoshinobu. I just call him Yamamoto. It's easy to say his last name. So Yamamoto coming in at number 10, but he's got a 3.51 ERA. Not what they expected from him, especially with another Japanese-born guy who was supposed to come in and just tear it up, especially after watching him in the World Baseball Classic. We didn't get the same guy. Obviously, that was more of a showcase for him to plead his case to come to the MLB, so I get it. But, dude, 10, I think he's lower. Where is he on the list of overall ranking? Because he's number 23 on overall stats. Guys, he's not number 10 in Cy Young winning. Come on. Listen, I get everything. I understand. So these guys get a victory bonus, right? So the victory bonus, obviously, on the better teams you play for, you get a victory bonus. So Clase has a 12. We're going back to the AL real quick. Both Yankees are going to have 12. Yankee another 12. Seattle gets a 12. And if you're on the Dodgers or the Phillies, you're getting a 12. So better teams obviously obviously if you're a winning team, you're going to win the Cy Young. I get it. I understand. But for pitching sake, some of these don't make any goddamn sense. So Kimbrel got a fucking 0, but the Orioles have been winning games, so that doesn't make sense. This list is just, it's not, I don't know. Don't make no goddamn sense to me. So yeah, I knew the Cy Young points are awards based on certain things. But yeah, so obviously much stronger pitching. ERAs are much lower, or not really, honestly. It's kind of an even split, but there's more Cy Young points awarded on the NL than the AL here. But overall, so we got Ranger Suarez 1, Chris Sale 2. Can't really argue with those. Zach Wheeler at number 3, who was the favorite to win it this year and is pitching like it. 2.32 ERA. I still think that Ranger Suarez, if we're going to go with an NL guy, wins it. If we're picking today at a 1.75 ERA, Ranger Suarez has been anything. He's been dominant. He's been everything. Glass now at 4, Nola at 5, Suarez at 6, Helsley at 7, Gray at 8, James Paxton at 9, and then Yamamoto at 10. I don't know. A little weird to me. A little weird. Some of these, a lot of guys getting snubbed, man. A lot of guys. No Fried, who's flirted with perfect game or with no hitters twice now. Where's Max Fried? It's another guy I missed. No Jordan Hicks, who completely reinvented himself from the flame throwing closer to now pacing himself, throwing mid-90s and shutting shit down. Another snub there. Like Javier Assad from the Chicago Cubs, like another guy, great dude, looks like Jonah Hill, but he pitches like a beast. Where are we now? I'm not talking about him. He's number 4 ranked. Like some of these guys need to get more time talked about, man. Like I think that's a little shitty. But anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with this list? Have you checked out the Cy Young Predictor before? This is the first time I'm seeing it, and I'm not a fan of this ranking system and this these calculations they're using. I'm not sold. Too many snubs, too many guys not being talked about, too many guys that are ranked, I think, too high than what their latest and greatest performances have been. But again, my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Obviously, we're going to have a lot more stuff coming next week. I've got a kind of a big announcement sort of coming probably. I'm hoping it's ready by next week. We got some cool stuff coming. If y'all are ball players, you're going to love this. I'm going to hook you guys up with some good stuff. So if you're ball players listening, if you have kids listening, if you have kids that are playing and you're a listener and they're still playing ball, I've got some stuff for you guys coming, man, I promise. But be sure to follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, follow us wherever you watch short form content. If you're on YouTube, obviously, follow, subscribe. I've been having a blast doing this, guys, and you guys listening and commenting and getting the discussions rolling is super fun for me. I look forward to it every day. So thank you guys for listening, and we will catch you guys on Monday.